I have been taking Finasteride for about 2 years now, and I thought I'd give you guys a little bit of a review of what it's like being on it for 2 years, how it has affected me. I would say around 2 years ago, I started just noticing my hairline it wasn't how it used to be, basically. It wasn't how I remember it. I'm not balding here on my widow's peak. I've actually had that since high school. I know a lot of people say that, but even in high school and prior to high school, I was always made fun of my widow's peak because I didn't have that square, beautiful hairline like a lot of dudes had. Over here, where my widow's peak was at, kind of thought, hey, maybe I could improve that area. Overall, what made me take the jump onto Finasteride and my whole hair transformation kit was just noticing like a lot of thinning in this part. And so that was 2 years ago. I was able to get a prescription for Finasteride. Altogether, I kind of just went hardcore into it. I did Finasteride, minoxidil, and microneedling literally all within the same week. And the overall results were my hair got drastically better. It did take a few months. I would actually say that my hair improved within months for myself. I know that's not the case for a lot of other people, but for me and I guess my hair responsiveness, it was really, really good. And I could say it does fall into a severe genetic line from your parents. We don't get to choose who our parents are and if we're gonna go bald or not. One thing about like my dad's in his 60s and my dad has more hair than me. He keeps the color in his hair at 60 years old. He does have gray on the side. And as you can see, I'm 33 years old and I'm getting tons of white hair. Only on the side of my head. I got a little bit coming in on the beard, but I'm really not too worried about that. I think when the time comes, I'll pull off the silver fox look when necessary. And also, I'll be showing kind of my hair to you guys a little bit so you can inspect it. But I was wearing a hat all morning and I went to the gym, sweated, so my hair is pretty matted down. There's not a lot of volume. I kind of just want to give some information about Finasteride. Maybe you're Googling it or you're YouTubing it and you kind of just really don't know what it is, so you're just looking at people and what they have to say about it. I'm more of a science guy. I'm a nutritionist, but I know how to understand studies and read studies, and so I'll give you guys a little bit of information about Finasteride to give you a little bit more understanding about it. So Finasteride is a 5A reductase inhibitor. It's a medication that primarily treats for the prostate gland in men, quote BPH, and for male pattern baldness, alopecia. So it basically works by preventing testosterone to convert into dihydrotestosterone, DHT. And one thing about the hormone that is prone towards enlarging the prostate gland and male pattern baldness is primarily genetic. So it's a big emphasis on genetics, right? But lowering that dihydrotestosterone, that DHT, will lead to the shrinkage of the prostate gland and can help with hair growth, but primarily just decreases hair loss. Clinical trials, it shows that Finasteride can reduce DHT, the dihydrotestosterone, by around 70% at 1 milligram a day. And it can slow down or stop the progressions of prostate enlargement. But for male pattern baldness, it's shown that 1 milligram a day of Finasteride has been shown to slow down hair loss, increase hair growth, and it can increase the hair thickness in a lot of men. Typically with the effects of Finasteride, it does take time to slow down that DHT process. And in some research, it shows hair regrowth can take up to 3 to 6 months. A lot of people want to know about like the potential side effects of Finasteride. That's why there is a lot of, kind of like warnings about it. I've even seen videos of dudes talking about, they had a bad experience on it. I've watched stories of other guys said where they're like, I'm never going to do it. I don't want to do it because of these side effects. And some of those side effects are decreased libido, erectile dysfunction, ejaculation disorder, the breast enlargements, almost like a gynecomastia type of deal. But I mean, the good thing about like with those side effects and Finasteride is that those side effects can immediately stop as soon as you stop taking Finasteride. So it's not like an ongoing process where it's not like a commitment, basically how testosterone is in a way, where if you hop on synthetic testosterone, you're drastically going to affect production of things like that. You're basically taking a blocker of something. So once that blocker gets removed, your physiological matter will be going back to regular homeostasis after a while. But with all that information about finasteride, always please make sure that you're working with a medical professional, that you're getting a prescription for this stuff, and that it's being overseen. And it's more so as well as like you have somebody to go talk to in case these side effects are maybe be severe for your case. So always talk with a medical professional and have that counsel available whenever you need it. Now on my end, you may want to know, what's this dude's deal, right? If you stayed this long in the video, Finasteride, I've been on it for 2 years and nothing has happened. I have had no side effects, sex drive still super strong, no ED, no problems ejaculating, nothing for me. Now, I was prescribed, I will say this though, I was prescribed Finasteride at 1 milligram once a day. However, I never did that. When I took Finasteride, as soon as I took it, and still to this day, 2 years and some odd months later, I only do 1 milligram every other day. So it's one of those things where I censor a lot of things that I consume. Because I am a nutritionist, I like to take it on the easy side before I do start something that has potential risk for sexual function. So I noticed within a few months, I noticed my hair getting a lot better. So I just stuck with it. There was no need for me to do 1 milligram every day if I was already getting pretty good results at 1 milligram every other day. So for me, in my experience, it's been great. Still be on it. I'll probably be on it for a while. I've had, again, 0 side effects for me. Perfectly fine. However, I have seen other videos where dudes do have side effects. One thing I would drive on the more important side of is maybe before you want to take this, maybe before you want to do Finasteride, I would suggest to other people, and I do tell my other friends, guys who want to know about hair growth and everything like that, I do tell them start with a microneedle roller, a derma roller first. I think personally, and it's just me, but I think the derma rolling helps me a lot more. And I only do that once a week. I do derma rolling once a week, and I've been doing that for 2 years. And I think that that's had more improvement on its own, and studies show that you can improve your hair growth with just derma rolling. And the other factor is that I do minoxidil. So I bulk buy minoxidil from Costco, which is awesome. But I always do microneedling once a week, and I do minoxidil twice a day. First thing when I wake up, last thing when I go to sleep. So those are other factors to consider before making the leap to Finasteride. I think you should only do Finasteride if you have a sense and if you're physically seeing major balding. This is the derma roller I use. I gotta wash it. I promise you it doesn't look that dirty all the time. I run it through hot water, okay? But this is like a $12 derma roller that I got from Amazon. And then another factor that I made a video before, and dudes were really pissed off because I was talking about putting coconut oil in your hair or something. They were really upset that I was talking about putting oil in my hair. And they were talking about how they have naturally oily hair and this is stupid. If you have naturally oily hair, then effing move on with the video. Go to another video that helps you with that problem. That's not my problem. I'm just telling you what I'm going through. Okay? Like, it's not that hard. Not every video is meant for you. Anyways, I digress. So I use this coconut oil. It smells amazing. And I naturally have very oily skin. Ever since I was a kid, I've had severely bad acne. And again, like, my dad is 60 something years old and my dad still gets acne. So acne is just one of those things because of our severely oily skin. But coconut oil drastically helps my hair by not putting any product in it. And you got to kind of be conscious of the coconut oil that you are buying, because I've gone to Target before to go buy coconut oil and you look at the ingredients and there's sunflower oil in it, and coconut oil outperforms sunflower oil in some research. So I always stick with coconut oil. My wife uses it. My kids use it. It's awesome. And it's one of those things where when you wake up in the morning, you could spray it on your hair. It smells good and it's going to relax your hair. and you can still move it around if you're trying to get your hair a certain way without the gel, without adding the pomade and getting all this crap in your hair. And then you got to rewash your hair. Which leads me to my next point, washing hair. I only wash my hair once a week, if that maybe. I've learned the less I wash my hair, the better it looks, the thicker it looks, has a better shine because of the natural oils in my scalp. So it's one of those things where I try to tell people, you know, if dudes are having problem with their hair growth or they have a drier scalp, I tell them to stop washing their hair. Just because you're stripping the oils out of your hair and then adding in conditioner, and then your hair's just dried out continuously. So try washing your hair once a week and see if that helps a little bit. See if you feel a difference or see a difference in your hair. And that's another avenue that can help you with your hair growth process. You can see my hair. Looks pretty good, right? Okay. I'm extremely happy with my hair regrowth process. You know, it's kind of different when you notice it, but it's a lot better when somebody else notices it. Other people around me have noticed. My wife has really noticed how much better my hair is and stuff like that. And it's even really cool, like when you are in that process and you start to get the baby hairs coming on your hairline, and you're like, oh shit, they're coming back. So that's always a positive, like, hey, all this stuff is working. Like this daily crap of microneedling and minoxidil that I'm doing is working. So that's always a really positive aspect to take away from the whole hair regrowth process. Not so much with finasteride, but with the derma rolling and minoxidil that you're going to have to do like for longevity purposes, like the rest of your life. Finasteride, you don't have to, which is kind of the cool thing. You could try it out for months, see if it works. If it doesn't, it doesn't. Then you could avoid that. But everything else, I would stick with derma rolling first, with minoxidil, with washing your hair, avoiding washing your hair, and then you guys should be pretty good with that. But that's my story with finasteride. Take it or leave it. Until the next one, guys, I'll see you in the next video.